Greetings everybody, this is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage and I have got some really nice natural light today, and I'm hoping what I want to show you or demonstrate for you will show up well. This is one of the most difficult things to show. Some of you may have come across sewing machines before, and I've noticed this with Singers of the 300, 400, 500 series. They used a paint that has been fairly durable, even more durable than, say, the black finishes. But this machine has, like many machines, it has some soiling and staining, and I'm going to be working to clean that up. So I tried, I've tried some cleaners, some mild cleaners. I did not want to harm the finish, and I could get some of the grime off, but I don't know if any of you, I'm hoping that this will show up. But right now, if you look closely, and I'll zoom in, there are these little splotches, and it almost looks like water sat there. If you've ever had water sit on something painted and it, it's soaked through. But if there's a couple little splotches here. What causes this splotchiness? I do not know. It's related to the chemistry of the paint and what it's been exposed to. I don't really know why, but hopefully this does show up. If I zoom in even further, if you look really closely, you'll see the beige, and then the splotches are almost like a little bit lighter. And let's see, I think there's one right there. And I wanted to get them out, and I also wanted to get down a little deeper into the paint and get these removed. And so this is part of my cleaning series. I think I've mostly focused on black machines before for that. So as with any paint finish, you always want to be careful in terms of what you put on it. And I tried this on the back side because it's less obvious in case there was going to be some weird reaction. So I know this looks like heresy. I've got a piece of painter's tape here. This is not masking tape. Painter's tape is designed to stick but not stick forever, and you can pull it off. I forget how many hours you get. You can pull it off fairly easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tape down, and I'm going to demonstrate for you, I hope to, a product that I use on my car. I'm very much into detailing my cars and making sure they look nice, although they don't look nice right now. We're in the middle of winter and they're pretty awful. So, but one of the products I found is these. Now, I get these at the local car parts store. And one of them says Ultimate Compound, one says Ultimate Polish. And they both have slight amounts of abrasives. Now, when I say abrasives, I don't mean like really heavy grit abrasives, but they are designed to remove things that get embedded into paint. Paint may look like it's impervious, but it's not. And so I shook this bottle up really good, and I'm going to take something, and I'm doing the tape so we can take a look and see if we can see a difference when I'm done. Hopefully the before and after will be worth all of this. What I suggest you do when you're applying it, instead of a soft cloth, when you're applying the compound, I've just got a piece of sort of the back side of some denim, and I'm going to use that because it's got a little more texture to it. It's not like really fuzzy and soft, which you use for polishing, but for compounding. The other thing you saw me, I almost put it on there. I like to apply things to the rag or whatever I'm using before I apply it. I don't like just sort of putting anything that is in any sort of liquid state onto machines. It's just a good habit to have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the compound and I'm going to just sort of smear it on here. I'm not really rubbing it yet, and just going to get it on there. Now, the compound has a chemistry that's designed to help clean, but what really makes the difference, I think, is you can't really feel this. In fact, it's hard to feel even if you have the compound on your on your fingers. It all feels slippery, but there are micro abrasive products in there that can help clean, but the idea is not to put scratches in because they're the abrasive products are so tiny. So I'm just going to go here and I'm just going to try to do a kind of a circular motion. I don't know if it will make that much of a difference. When I'm doing my car, of course, I have an orbital polisher, but that would not work on this machine, and I'm not really interested in doing that. So I'm basically rubbing in, and we'll see. Now on the back side, I had a couple of spots, and it actually helped remove those light splotches, as I like to call them. Don't know if it'll do it on here, but we will see. Now I'm getting a little bit, but it's not harming the finish, but it is removing some of the top of it. And I'll even come over here and get a clean edge of my rag. Used to be part of something made of denim. I don't know if it was jeans, probably not jeans, something. Sort of a lightweight denim on this one. Now compounds have ingredients, for lack of a better term, that also help polish, because polishing is a series of steps where you go from whatever your most aggressive polishing grit is to the finest, right? So you go in that order. Now it looks a lot better. I'm going to add just a little bit more on this one little spot, and then I'm going to take the tape off. Make sure no, that's not what I wanted. Here's my compound. I'm going to take the tape off, and let's see what, if any, difference we can see. I've never done the tape trick here before, so we'll see. It may be useful, or it may not. We will discover that here in just a moment. I see there's one little area here, and again, if you cannot see this, I understand, because seeing these splotches, which are basically a very faint light beige on a beige background, is not easy. And I was hoping, I think it may have picked up when I first showed them there, only because we have some nice, the sun has come out, thankfully. And so now I'm just buffing what I've got here. Okay. All right, let's take a look. The reveal, as it were. Now, I've peeled the tape. Let's just take the tape off because it's not staying. It didn't leave any residue. You never want to leave this stuff on, because painter's tape, eventually the adhesive will cure. So take a look and see what you think. If you look down, you will see this is what the paint looks like now, which is a lot closer to what it would have looked like new. And then this is what was there before. This is not glue residue. The tape didn't leave this. This was here. So now you can see quite a difference. And I think, if I help you all by zooming in again, now you should be able to see, you can see some splotches here, you can see some here and here. But look, they appear to be gone from this side. That's a pretty dramatic improvement, I think, and one that you may appreciate. Now you think, well, it's beige, but you know what? You want to make sure that you make your machine as beautiful as it can be. As all of you know, I don't repaint machines. I've done paint touch-ups before that you can see in some of my other videos, but I don't strip and repaint machines. It's not my thing. Some people love it. I prefer to leave them. I like the word conservation. Got a little bit of compound there on the machine, won't hurt anything. I prefer conservation over totally stripping down. It's just, that's how I prefer to do things. But you may differ. You may be willing to pay someone to strip and repaint your machine. I've talked about that before in other videos. Just make sure that you do it right, and by doing it right, it'll be very costly. So, but there you go. Not a bad. Again, you almost don't realize how dull the old finish is until you revive it with this compound. Now, I can go back, and if you do this with your machine, there are some polishing elements in the compound. So you can either leave it as is, or you can come back with the polish itself. I don't know that it will make that much of a difference in terms of aesthetics, but the polish would certainly help protect, I can go back when I'm done with this step and the polish will seal it in and make it even smoother. So I hope this was helpful. I have always wanted to be able to get rid of these little splotches, and I couldn't figure out why. But I, because of my hobby tending to my car and detailing it, I thought, well, why not? Why not try it? So I tried it on the back, and it doesn't really show up on the back. But anyway, it did not harm anything, and I thought, well, let's give it a shot. So I will be doing the rest of this with the compound because I know it's safe, and what a difference it made. And again, looking to make sure I get this enough light on this so you can see it in the right light, just to see the dramatic difference. And I believe it picks up on the camera. It's even more powerful when you're seeing it with your own eyes. So anyway, if you've been wondering what you could do, this is for machines that have painted. This is what's referred to, I think, often as a single stage paint. This is the way cars were once painted once upon a time before they got into all the clear coats. But I have not used this on the black finishes. And remember, the black finishes on sewing machines, and I'm talking generally speaking for many brands and certainly Singer's, they have a different chemistry, and they often are less tolerant of abuse. Typically, I would say over the years, I've seen a lot more black machines that had issues with their finish than I did these. But I've never seen splotches appear in the black, but I sure as heck have on the beige ones. And you learn something new. So now I have a way to really clean this up and give it a much prettier look than it would have had otherwise. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to some of you. If you have had success using a product, feel free to share it in the comments, or you're welcome to try. Again, there's a ton of different products. Meguiar's is one of many brands. They're a large brand, and just this brand alone, you go online or you go into a car parts place, oh my gosh, it's like a wall of stuff. But this is specifically called Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. And it's in a, I don't know if they've changed the bottle, but that's the way it, that's the version that I got and that I just used right before your very eyes. So thanks for watching, everyone, and good luck with your own restorations. Take care.